Hi, I'm Bill Bronchick, and this video is all about real estate disclosures. What do you disclose, what are you required to disclose, and what shouldn't you disclose? Well, let's start with the federal laws. Federal law requires the lead-based paint disclosure. That is the pamphlet that you must give your buyer or renter and a form that you must fill out stating what you know, what you don't know, what exists, what you don't know that exists, and so forth. You will also find many state law disclosures, such as additional lead paint restrictions, Megan's Law, whether someone was shot in the property, whether there's ghosts. In California, you've got earthquake zones. In my state of Colorado, we have special taxing districts. There may be methamphetamine disclosures. So make sure you check your state disclosures as well as if you have any county, city, municipal disclosures. A good place to start is findlaw.com to look up whether these disclosure requirements exist for rentals or for sales. And keep in mind, when you do something like a lease option or contract for deed, which is sort of a hybrid between a lease and a sale, depending on what your state looks at it as, I would defer on the conservative side to disclose more. So, for example, if your state requires A, B, C, D when you sell, but only A and B when you lease, do a lease option, do the full sale disclosures anyway. We also have different realtor disclosures. So, for example, if you're being represented by a real estate agent, the real estate agent may be required by law to have you fill out a property disclosure form that might be approved by the Board of Realtors or by the state. Some states require all sellers to fill those out. Some states it's only if there's a real estate agent involved, so make sure you know which one is which. In addition, we have what are called common law disclosures. What are those? Those are things that may not be statutory, federal or state or local, but these are things that court cases have said that you must disclose. And the most obvious thing, maybe not obvious to the buyer, is what's known as a latent defect. A latent defect. What is that? Well, that is something that is not obvious to the eye. So if you went and inspected a property with a normal property inspector, would he know, for example, that you ripped open the wall, treated some mold, closed it back up, and then painted it? Of course they wouldn't know that. So you're required to disclose what is not easily discoverable. I'll give you an example. I have a rental property that has a spiral staircase up to an apartment above the garage, and I rented it in the summertime. Now, it's not obvious because it's the summertime that this may be slippery in the wintertime, so I put a disclosure in writing and made the tenants sign something saying that they understand that this gets icy and slippery during the wintertime because it is latent during the summer. It is not obvious. And then, of course, there's the old as-is disclosure. People think if they put in a contract they're selling the property as is, that they're not required to disclose anything. And that's absolutely false. You could be selling the property as is. That means you're not warranting anything. But that doesn't mean you don't have to disclose things like latent defects or state or federal really required disclosure. So make sure you know what the disclosures are for a lease, for a sale. And again, when in doubt, disclose, disclose, disclose. Don't try to hide things. Don't try to get cute. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting sued if something comes back to bite you. This is Bill Bronchick. I hope you enjoyed this video about real estate disclosures.